morning, management team. The reality is that almost every company is already a remote company. If you have more than one office, operate a company across more than one floor in a building, or conduct work while traveling, your employees operate remotely. In our day and age, where meetings follow the sun and technology enables always-on habits, it is crucial more than ever to adopt comprehensive and formalized remote-first practices. It is important to keep in mind that these issues are not unique to Nine Harbors Watercraft. Working from home is becoming an accepted norm among employees, and employers are beginning to see key boosts in productivity through flexible working arrangements. One concern you have raised is that productivity may not be as high when employees are working behind closed doors. In fact, the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, once said about the tech giant's new working from home arrangements that, "I know I'm not alone in missing the hum of activity." However, as these big industry players have demonstrated over the past few years, there is no reason why this hum of activity needs to be lost in a working from home arrangement. The publicly listed company, GitLab Incorporated, was the first publicly traded company to operate completely remote and experienced 87% year-over-year growth in fiscal 2021. In their guide to remote work in 2020, they provide several ways in which they encourage that same hum of activity while working from home, such as simulating water cooler chats with daily 15-minute calls between two random employees, scheduled after-hours calls, and promoting work within an always-on office call, where colleagues can feel comfortable sharing ideas as they work. Based on several studies over the past 2 years, statistics show that intentional and formalized remote work arrangements can result in up to a 54% boost in productivity and a 60% improvement in job satisfaction. While working from home may not naturally encourage employee interaction, and it may feel difficult to monitor employee progress, research shows that where companies fail in this area, management was unable to adapt and provide deliberate support services. Just like where employees travel for work or move between offices, promoting a highly productive work from home culture requires intentional and thoughtful engagement with the needs of each employee in their home office. However, it is important to keep in mind that while working from home enables employees to work at 2 a.m. to follow the sun, research shows that prolonged exposure to erratic and extended work hours leads to burnout, drastically reduced productivity levels, and poor job satisfaction. Therefore, it is vital that management thoroughly considers the roles and responsibilities of each employee and makes a deliberate determination as to when and how consistently they will be required to attend meetings late at night. As an analogy, studies show that among nurses in Australia, those who work grave shifts routinely report less fatigue and more job satisfaction than those who have to sporadically cover for other grave shifts. Alternatively, GitLab Incorporated has approached the problem with what they call asynchronous meetings. This is where workers in one country explain all the concepts they need in a recorded video, then send it to the other country. Once the workers in that country wake up, those workers watch the video, ask any questions they may have, and take the time to explain their views. GitLab states that while it may seem counterproductive not to have the benefit of fast interaction, the practice has proven to promote efficiency in each side's delivery and encourage more careful communication between both parties. In fact, they explain that now, even using this method for certain meetings within the same country, out of an interest for efficiency and thoughtfulness. Therefore, through intentional accommodation of employees' remote needs and a deliberate move towards inclusive online practices, we can foster improved productivity and better job satisfaction at Nine Harbors Watercraft.
In terms of legal exposure, workers' homes are likely to impose a variety of risks to worker health and safety, some of which are similar to those in the office, and others are more specific to home environment. The key risk from working from home is the muscle damage arising from inappropriate workstation furniture, or sometimes sitting down more and longer period of time than when it is in office. The other one is mental illness. It is rising from social isolation due to decreased social contact with co-workers and blurred lines between work and leisure, which can be associated with a tendency to work longer hours, experience stress, and suffer burnout. The common household injuries ordinarily arise from common household injuries, accidents such as tripping, falling, and burning oneself on the hot surface. The common care data on the workers' compensation claims show that payments for injuries related to mental stress, body stress, fall, trips, and slips rose in 2019 and 2020 compared to the previous year. With an increase in these compensation claims, it is important for you to understand your liability regarding such injuries sustained when your employees work from home. However, there's still precedent in common law where the employer was required to compensate their employees for injuries incurred in the ordinary course of business. Under Section 19 of Fair Work Act, the company must ensure that the health and safety of employees is not put at risk from work carried out as part of the conduct of business. Section 26A of the Fair Work Act sets out the company must manage hazard and risks arise from the work carried out as part of the conduct of the business. The company solutions for the risk. The first is the company can ask the employees maintain a safe work environment, such as designated work area, moving furniture to ensure comfortable access, providing adequate lighting and ventilation, repairing any uneven surfaces, or removing trick hazard. The second is manage their own in-house safety, such as maintaining electrical equipment and installing and maintaining smoke alarms. The third one is notify the employer about the risk or potential risk and hazard. And the fourth one is report any changes that may affect their health and safety when working from home. The provision of appropriate work equipment. In the office, it is clearly the responsibility of the company to provide these items. However, where the employee working from home, obligations are less clear. Relevant factors including whether the employees work partly or wholly from home, include whether the employees choose to work at home or directed by company to work at home. Arguably, workers who choose to work from home despite being provided with the necessary equipment at the office have greater responsibility to providing their own equipment. Conversely, companies who direct workers to work from home are likely to bear great responsibilities, although court would likely consider the practicality of requiring employees to provide two sets of equipment where work is conducted both at home and in the office. For the ethical issue of the work from home is the equality of access. Not all employees can afford the same equipment at home.
Regarding the senior workers' request for a 30-hour workweek, from a legislative perspective, there appears to be support of their rights to be able to request a more flexible working arrangement. Set out under the Fair Work Act, Section 65 Sub 1 and Sub 1A, any person who has been employed on a full-time or part-time basis for more than 1 year and is over the age of 55 may request a flexible work arrangement. You as employers have the right to refuse these requests so long as you can prove they are on reasonable business grounds. We believe the strongest ground is that the current construction schedule would be rendered inefficient if these flexible work arrangements were allowed, which is supported in legislation under Section 65 Sub 5D. However, there are numerous positive benefits and effects available if you were to honour the new working arrangements. Australia is currently in the midst of an ageing workforce. In the past decade, the participation rate of 55 to 59-year-olds rose 8%, and that of 60 to 64-year-olds rose 11%. Therefore, we believe it'd be better to look at the potential benefit that accommodating your most skilled craftsmen would bring to the company. There's a lot of data available that supports the notion that work flexibility and phased retirement plans can actually extend the amount of time a senior worker intends on working. In the AARP survey, 78% of older workers who expressed an interest in phased retirement anticipated that the availability of phased retirement plans would encourage them to work past their expected retirement age. In addition to this, job flexibility has also been found to increase worker satisfaction. In accommodating these senior workers in the short term, you'd be retaining specialized skills in your workplace and avoiding the cost of searching, hiring, and training new employees. Even from a purely economic perspective, it appears to be beneficial. Understanding that the more experienced and more mature a worker is, the higher the compensation is likely to be. By having these workers' hours reduced and transferred to younger workers, you'll still get a level of experience, however, with a reduced price tag. By having this transitional period, you are also able to ensure a transition of skill is done more directly and prepares Nine Harbours Watercraft for a future without the current construction team. With respect to possible discrimination issues, if phased retirement plans is adopted, there's been consistent criticism that the provision of fringe benefits may prove problematic. It is commonly accepted that full-time workers experience certain benefits that their part-time counterparts do not. For this reason, some have questioned the fairness of allowing phasing retirees to enjoy full-time benefits when they are essentially a lower-rung employee. This unfairness may give rise to discrimination claims if left unattended. Now, if flexible work arrangements are not made available, there are discrimination issues to consider. This issue revolves around the idea that indirect discrimination, by not providing an avenue for some of the protected employees to work from home, you are essentially disenfranchising them compared to other employees. The issues facing your business are by no means individual to you. Society is now looking for alternative working solutions, and we believe the solutions included in the provided handout can help address these issues and assist Nine Harbours through a period of immense change. We thank you for your time and look forward to your response.